Hey, Chris, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your aunt.
How's everyone doing? What is today? Today is Thursday, the day we're supposed to, upload this, but shit happens.
We're slacking.
Yeah, Chris ends up keep getting sick all the time. Yeah, fucking smelly bastard.
Look. I'm 35 now. I just turned 35. I
Yeah.
have the right to turn that direction. It's when you start having illness.
Yeah, yeah. Besides the illness you're already dealing with, being you.
Uh huh.
So,
Oh, you mean being related around you? Yeah, that's the problem.
yeah, I'm pretty fucking contagious when it comes to stupid shit. But anyway, how's everyone going today? We have no special guest, so we decided to kind of cut a little break in the middle of getting random people on here. So we're just gonna have me and Chris bullshit with each other for however long we decide to do it today. Um,
What Giants is trying to say is we didn't have our agent book anybody this week. Okay,
well, no,
AKA him.
no, I had somebody booked today, but those smelly fucking snow Mexicans decided they don't know what time is and were to respect it. Cough,
Well,
cough, cough, ski.
well, in his defense, maybe his leader put him in lockdown again. I don't know.
Well, no, it probably has to do with the fact that you ended up, I don't feel good. And then we went to fucking,
Look,
what was it, Texas Roadhouse anyway. So, I'm half tempted to put those videos on or that, photo on the YouTube version of you on this little saddle there. You look,
oh,
you
you
look so
do.
cute.
I swear, I swear, the first chance I get to get back at your ass. Oh wait, you forget I have your bachelor party revenge photos. Don't think I won't use them.
My bad. I don't even know which ones are you talking
No.
about?
Well, the one you're freaking 380 tons and laid out like you're a Playboy model.
Oh, that one. Or I thought you were talking about
Oh,
seventh grade
or,
Halloween.
or the that one too. I have that one as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was like, shit, that first photo was like 400 and something pounds. And,
Well, I mean, I knew you were up there because I talked to the crew that used to escort you when you go to school.
uh,
Wide load crew.
oh, fuck you. So anyway, you asshole, we've had quite a bit of updates go on. First of all,
Yeah, we have.
yeah, we'll start off with you first there, buddy. You ended up winning an award. Is that
I
correct?
did. I did.
You want to tell us a bit about that award?
So I guess I got entered in this I don't know, across the country contest with law enforcement officers, and somehow or another, yours truly got chosen for a trip. So usually, when I understood this award usually happens in Las Vegas, which you and I just went to. So I thought I was gonna have another Las Vegas trip on my hands, but it ended up I got a choice, and I had to pick between Disneyland and Disney World. Well, I went to Disneyland already this year, so hadn't been to Disney World this year. Uh, so the wife and I ended up going down there. So tickets were paid for. I just had to pay my food and flight, and yeah. So we just got back about I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, I guess.
Yeah. And then you ended up getting sick, and then we did Roadhouse for your birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So did you have a good birthday, sir?
I did. I did. I can't complain about that.
Think of
Even though I had to fly back on my birthday.
Yeah. Well, think about it. You're only 20 years away from getting AARP. How does that make you feel?
Uh, you know, don't be jealous of the discounts that I receive, okay? Just because you're 10 years behind me, asshole.
Yeah, I guess I am 10 years behind you.
That's okay.
Uh,
We'll get the handicap parking together.
yeah, probably. You realize we're gonna be like really old at one point, and just I'm scared for that because we're gonna be idiots then too.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. I mean, we're already in this now. Just imagine now. We do stupid stuff as it goes. We'll be in our little rascals with freaking lightsabers fighting each other in Walmart aisles.
Imagine we don't give a shit now. What do you think when we're old and fucking senile?
Oh, I mean, what are they going to do to us? Sir, you need to leave. All right, book me. I don't care.
So I'm glad you had a
And
good.
you got some updates.
Yeah, I
You got
did.
some updates too, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of updates. We'll start with the one. Uh,
You the obvious one that we were first bringing up to outside of our circle, I guess you could say. You're off the market. Is that right?
yeah, the Italian Stallion is off the market, and sorry, ladies, I found one I want to keep. So I'm
What do
at
you know? I mean, you mean that one that's willing to keep you?
yeah, one that's willing to keep me. That's probably a better way of putting it. Dealing with my
It is. Trust me.
dealing with my stupid ass. And crazy thing was, I don't even think I showed her, but the podcast I think was sitting in the background on my computer, and I was showing her the computer. She actually found the podcast, so she's gonna listen to this. What?
Really?
Yeah, she's gonna listen to this. What? Twice? 3 times? We'll see.
Yeah. It's always different when you listen. It's funny you say that. So last week's episode, I was actually listening to on the plane because anybody that flies knows that you get on the plane and this takes forever for you to actually get in the air. So I actually listened to the recording, and it's different whenever you're in the middle of recording it versus listening to it later, in my opinion.
Yeah, and for me, I have to listen to it a few times because I want to get the interaction on the YouTube channel as well as whatever one of the other
Podcast.
platforms on the podcast platform.
Yeah.
Plus, I have to listen to it when I edit it, so I end up listening to it like 2, 3 times. Sometimes I'll skip YouTube. It is what it is with that, but I gotta listen to it quite a bit, and it's a good thing. I like the sound of my voice. It's more I can ignore it because I used to live stream for years.
Um,
So I mean, it definitely. What's that? I've
it's your
gotten
own
used to it.
personal Viagra.
Yeah, it's my personal Viagra hearing myself get off before I get off. So yeah,
And so
there's the big one
there's
right
that, huh?
there. Yep.
There's the big one, and then we started getting emails from the agency that you applied for this week.
Yes,
So
we
we've
did.
been waiting forever for
Yeah,
that.
it's been about 2 months, I think, coming up on 2 months of
Yeah, yeah. So
sitting in backgrounds, and I'll say you've been on both sides of it, Chris. You want to kind of explain to the
hmm
people that don't know what that process entails, basically.
so it's lengthy. It's lengthy, and it depends on where you're applying to. There's two types of departments you're really in the world. You got your civil service and your non-civil service. And so with civil service, you'll take a written test, and then generally after, if you pass the written test, you'll end up doing a physical agility of some kind. Um, sometimes it's uh, uh, sometimes it's a physical agility course. Sometimes it's a row test. That's the two common that I know about. Um, so yeah, and so if you pass that, then you're moved on to the background phase of things. So that's when they start prying through every part of your life. Sometimes a little more in depth. Yeah, so you're in background phase. And so they start prying through every part of your life. And I mean, like some are worse than others, but I mean, you can pretty much believe that they're going to go through every detail of your life uh, from the time you were 18 till the time you apply. Um, and I mean, if you've done some stupid crap, they're going to find out about it. They're going to talk to friends. They're going to talk to family. They may talk to your neighbors. Um,
They'll talk to your
they may
ex.
that's a fact. Um, they may end up, going to talk to like old teachers and things. I mean, like I said, each one is different. So if you pass that step, then depending upon the agency, sometimes you have polygraph test. Then you'll have like a three-panel interview. We call it an oral interview board. And then you move on to a physical doctor's exam, a mental exam, and then you'll have a chief interview with the chief of police. And then if that's all checked, then they give you a preliminary job offer. And if you're not certified, then you go to the academy. So um, sometimes these things take a year or better, and these sometimes not. Especially right now, law enforcement across the country is hurting for bodies, um,
Yeah.
and so they're trying to speed some of this stuff up. That sometimes is, in my opinion, really unnecessary. But like I said, you and I have talked about this several times. I think you're actually moving along quicker than some people I've known in the past.
Yeah.
So
Well, it says that they're expecting the academy to be sometime in January, so they're
in
kind of pushing
January,
it. Yeah.
yeah, I got jealous. You get to go to the academy in the winter, but I can't say that I didn't either. So my
Hmm.
academy was 9 months long. So
I can only imagine how long mine's gonna be. And then on top of that, I
yeah,
was like, how long was or when did Aries go? Did he go in the summer?
yeah. He graduated like in August. I think he started like close to end of April, first part of May.
Oof.
So it's but the good thing for you and like he was that that's your full time job. You know, when I went, I put myself through and man, I was going 6 p to 10 p. I get like an hour break and I'd work security from 12 a to 8 a. Drive home an hour later, get in bed, sleep till 4 o'clock, and I was back on the road. That was Monday through Thursday. That was my life for 9 months.
yeah, that's hell, man. That's a big reason why I've been trying to get somewhere that's
Gonna
willing,
pay you.
yeah, that'll sponsor me through it. So,
Yeah, you're better off. Trust me, and that's the biggest advice. The biggest takeaway, if I could do it over again, that's the only way I would do it. Better. I mean, I think I went at the right time for me, and
I mean, it worked out
but
for you.
right, it did. In the end, it did. So I don't regret the choice, but if I had to do it all over again, there it is.
Yeah, you're better off going in, finding an agency that'll sponsor you, and then going there,
Absolutely,
going on their dime instead of like for me. Let's just say because I know some academies are what 9 to 5, Monday through Friday,
pretty much.
and imagine having to go work 9 to 5, and then I'd probably let's just say even if my job, like current job, would let me, it would be let's just say 6 to let's say 6 to 6, so 6 to 2, and then I go home at like 2:30. Let's say I fall asleep at 3, sleep from 3 to 8. So I mean, yeah, it's possible, but that's gonna be rough.
Not something you really want. Not something you really want to do if you don't have
Especially
to.
for as a, yeah, especially for a long period of time, and that's in the perfect instance anyway. Like I know my job, honestly, my job does tens. So,
Yeah,
but as I said, I'm better off doing it this way. I've had a good feeling about it, so I'm hoping that that good
yeah.
feeling
I
ends
think
up.
you're good.
I'm hoping that good feeling ends up or feeling right. But I did a few ride-alongs with them, and both times, I mean, the one was with Aries, and that was a blast. It's always fun hanging out with him, and you know that. And that was pretty,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool for him too, because he got to kind of be on the other side of it, kind of like passing
Yeah,
the
it was his
torch
first
type of thing.
time.
He ended up
Yeah, it
having
was his
another one.
first time.
Did he tell you about that?
No, I missed that
He,
detail.
yeah, no. I ended up going in for because ended up getting switched to nights. I ended up I messaged him. I'm like, "Hey, you working?" Because it's about the time that he was supposed to get off. And me and him talk out in the lobby for a little bit. And he's like, "Yeah, I just got done with a ride along that I didn't know." I'm like, "Oh, look at that." So I don't know. I don't know nothing about who he wrote or had riding with him. We didn't really talk beyond a couple of minutes, but he ended up. I don't know. I don't know if the guy I was riding with, Aries, pulled strings to make that happen, or if that was going to happen anyway. But it was a good.
Right.
It was a good time riding with him. He was a really good dude, and we definitely hit it off pretty well. And hopefully, I mean, the dude bought me lunch. I told him hopefully I'll be able to spot you back down the road. So we'll see what happens. As I say, it
Yeah,
was
there you go.
we had a lot. As I say, we had a eventful time. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But a little bit, as I'm coming back to you for a little bit. I heard you had a little bit of incident at Family Dollar. Is that correct?
No, I don't know if you call it an incident. I think there's just always things when you go in public that just drive you insane. You just see people doing some of the stupidest crap. And I worked retail for 5 years, so I guess it's for me now. It's been I left retail in 2010, so 13 years now. Uh, so
Hey, get a
you
little
know,
closer to your mic. You sound like you're in like an 1820s radio.
how about now?
That's better. Anyway, continue, sir.
All right, so so I'm in the middle of a Family Dollar here close by, and I'm picking up a couple of things, and I hear this lady, and she's talking as loud as possible. Like, I think a deaf person could have heard her and been like, "Shut up." Anyway, I hear her talking to her, I guess it's her kids, I presume. I mean, the lady was probably old enough to have grandkids, but who knows in this day and age. But she had two younger kids with her, and she's like, I don't know if these sodas are on sale. And literally, she's halfway across the store, but on the outside of the counter, and there's this younger guy working the counter. And you can tell he's just like trying to be professional, but he's like really wants to go off the chain. And she yells out, "Sir, is your sodas on sale over here?
Dude, you're screaming into it. What did you say?
Sir, is your sodas on sale? The ones here?" And he's like, "No, ma'am, these right over here are on sale. 8 packs of soda." And I'm just like, really, lady? That had to be said? Thanks.
uh,
I don't know. It's just little stuff that annoys you in life sometimes. I guess I'm getting to that age, like, really? Like, that was necessary?
well, I mean, you are getting old and senile, so
Oh, shut the hell up.
you're at that age, buddy.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. And you're at the age that, that we used to complain about at this age.
yeah. Well, I'm at the. I don't even know if it's the age or it's just because of the height or both, where my back is just hurting all the time, and some people.
No, I know what it is. It's,
Yeah,
it's because you're so damn funny that you've had to carry so many people so long your back's starting to hurt.
yeah. Is that what it is? I mean,
That's what it is.
I've been having to carry you for 5 weeks, so.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Dude, I've been carrying your ass for 5 years almost.
God almighty, how did we get that unlucky?
I know, right? Well, maybe if you were a little bit funny, you'd be okay. The body is just such a weird thing. I was actually talking to my boss today, and he was talking about how he's been going to a chiropractor. I know Shane talks about going to a chiropractor and whatnot. And let's say my girlfriend's been saying that my back's been really tight lately, and I'm like, I've noticed myself stretching my back out a lot more and just kind of having to like lay on a couch or my bed or whatever and just stretch out. Like it's been weird, and maybe it's just the timing of it all. But literally, as soon as I had my birthday this year, it's like 2 weeks later, my back started to hurt. And your body is just such a weird thing because, like, you've heard of a sciatic nerve, right? Obviously, I know you have.
Well, yeah, yeah.
I literally had a pain shoot straight from my back into my left nut and down my leg. It was the weirdest thing I had ever experienced.
And that's the last time your girlfriend said y'all are trying anything kinky, right?
Oh, shut the hell up. But I mean, you've gone through tons of stuff. Like, I mean,
Yeah. Now, sciatic nerve is nothing to play with. I'll tell you that right now. And that's a painful experience, man. I mean, it sucks. I mean, there's not really much you can do for it other than little simple stuff. Hope it comes back to normal pretty quick. But if you have one of those outstanding ones like that, holy crap.
the pain's no joke sometimes, though. It's just one day you're walking, and the next day, ow, my back! When did I get this old?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I
Tell me
say,
about it.
I mean, you have trouble with everything, man. Keeping your balance in the bathtub and.
Oh, shut up.
But enough about that. The server's been popping a lot lately, man. I mean,
Yeah. So, we had Aries on here, what, a week ago? Is that right?
yeah, we had Aries on last week. We had Slate the week before. Um,
Right. So Aries is he's an advertising guru. That
oh yeah,
dude, I don't know what it is about his ads, man. I think he misses calling for marketing. I really do. Because whenever he puts stuff out there on the pages and things, it just like, man, we've had a lot of people come in. I mean, I've lost count of how many people have come in. Not everybody stayed, but
yeah. Well, I actually did the math because I had Robert, one of our new guys, asked me. We've had 21 people come in since the beginning of October. Now, obviously, as you said, not all of them said, and honestly, I'd say at least a good 6 or 7 came from Robert, which is great. He's been doing a lot.
right,
I say he's been around a little bit, so he's been definitely helping with getting some people that he knows. And
right, right,
I'll say some are good, some are okay. But
yeah.
I mean, it's been nice. I think that's one of the big things we got to worry about is getting more people in and getting us on a more consistent schedule. And what's been really nice is we haven't really played much Jackbox with them, but
No, we haven't. And that that brings up another thing that Jackbox 10 released today.
yes, Jackbox Party Pack 10 released today. We're going to be playing it tonight. If you've never played Jackbox, join the Discord. It's free to do that, and then it'll be free to play with us. You'll get to definitely, you will definitely question your sense of morality.
Morality.
Yeah, morality at times, but
Yeah, that's definitely obvious with a lot of things. I think we talked about like in the first episode that uh, a couple of things have ended up in the Urban Dictionary with us.
yeah,
Um,
we had cock frogging going
Cock
there.
frogging. Yeah, yeah, that happened.
Yep,
That was a real deal.
that's
Oh man.
if you go into Urban Dictionary and you look up cock frogging, you will see something that a special night happened. We'll say with that. Um, I think there's one more in there too. We've just had a lot of great times with that. So if you've never played it before, find a group of people. Only one of you needs to buy it. The rest of you guys just play off the website, and y'all will have a great time. I mean, there's I think we did Jackbox so many different nights for so many kind of celebrations, birthdays, bachelor parties, things like that. It,
Front Jackbox.
yeah, of course. It's even better when you're shit faced. Enough about Jackbox, I'm sure. I haven't even, actually, before we go off of that, I don't think I've even looked to see what the games on this pack are. I know there's
No, I read a deal on it, but I really haven't messed with it.
I know there's TK, or what is it, like Shirt TKO? I forget what the hell it's called.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Um, but it was actually more expensive this year than it's been any other, I think.
How much was it this year?
It was 35.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's usually 25 to 30, and then of course
Yeah,
I'd get it on sale usually, but yeah, it
I'm
was.
surprised.
Well, I mean, more people are playing it, and I just hope it's worth the price tag, which it usually is.
Yeah,
Jackbox
yeah.
usually
I mean,
say
the
Jack.
only thing about Jackbox sometimes is that you get one or two games in there, and the rest of them are total trash.
Well, it depends. Some packs are better than others. Like Party Pack 4, we'll play 3 to 4 of those. Party Pack 6, we usually
Six is
play.
great.
So yeah, 6 is great. We play all except for the one space game. I forget what it's called, but that one's just it doesn't vibe with us.
Push the button. Push the button.
That's what it's called. Push the button. We don't really play that. It's just not kind of our thing. But Party Pack. Y'all don't like Party Pack 5. I liked Party Pack 5 when I played it with other
What
people.
was in five? What was in five? Remind me.
The Rapping Robots one. Um,
That was okay.
yeah. I was like, y'all don't like the Rapping Robots. I like it, but that's because I'm good at coming up with stupid shit like that on the fly. Uh,
Um,
I was like,
Takes your brain to work that, I guess.
I mean, I do have a brain that's a little nonstop at times, so I mean, you kind of have to be doing stuff, especially like this. I mean, you can't.
Well, that's true.
Let's say we have notes and we plan things and whatnot, but you
It
still,
goes off the rails at times.
yeah. But that's a good thing too. It's not completely like scripted. Like our
No,
notes,
definitely not.
our notes are literally just what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 bulletin points, and then a little bit of information on some of them, and that's about it. I mean, we don't.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
say you, and I'm sure you guys can tell. And then of course we record and things happen. You gotta edit around, which I'm gonna have to edit this one a little bit today, but that's okay. Shit happens. But yeah, no. You kind of have to have that active mind, really, to just do any kind of media. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
And even just the RP that we do too. It's there's
Oh man, yeah.
yeah.
So I think we can talk about that. That's not even something we got on there. I think we've had some interesting RPs with the new guys.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Robert's been something interesting, man. That one that I got to get on about what a week or two back, and you and I ended up arresting him.
Let's see. We had that. Some of these other new guys have definitely been bringing some stuff in. Barton's been trying to interact with some of them. Yeah, it's like you got an old man in a wheelchair trying to.
Well, you
Yeah.
know who we haven't introduced him to?
Huh.
Tyrone and Rusty.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard for Burton to see Tyrone considering I do both of them, but we
Well, I
could
get that, but
decide we could definitely have him deal with Rusty.
oh yeah, yeah. Rusty Shackelford at your services.
um, this actually isn't in the bulletin point, but since I brought it up before, but I actually have a great idea. We talked about it before, but we've been talking about this resume for basically every episode since we started.
Oh God, the Harvard resume.
The Harvard resume that you keep insisting. So we're gonna read through this a little bit and kind of explain what it is. First of all, it's not a resume. It is a portfolio. Thank you. Oh, hi,
I
puppy.
make you sleep at night, boss.
Ah, let's see. There is a resume on it, and then the rest of it is legitimately just old retired docs that I don't use anymore. Because I told you that's all it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So this first thing right here, you haven't looked at this since I showed you it originally. I'm sure of that. So there's a little bit of who I am in the first link. 6'7". I'm 22 at the time. From New Jersey, live in Florida. Been doing RP for however many years, between 4 and 5. Here's the first thing that made me laugh looking at this, right?
Certified.
I'll let you read that line.
Hold on, because I skipped up the page to bring that up. Let me get back on there because that's the first thing I was about to drill you on. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, this right here was the red flag we talked about. You were like, who the hell is this? Certified role play trainer. First of all,
What?
By the official role players of America Foundation. Well, I don't know who this foundation is, but I want to know how the hell I got to work for them.
So I totally put it in there as just a load of bullshit to get some responses from it. And that's literally all
So
that was.
my question is, prior to us, who bought that?
I don't know if anyone really bought it. I don't think anyone really brought anything up about it. They really wasn't something. I don't think a lot of people really looked at it that in depth. You know, honestly, how in depth did y'all even look at that?
Not long enough.
Here,
Yeah, I guess I can. Let's see. Let's
I'll
go
let
back
you.
into this.
I'll let you. Now, I want you to, at least for this first part, dissect this. I will, like, because
Okay,
I say
hold on.
you've
Let
done
me look at it.
backgrounds. I say you've done backgrounds IRL. So let's have you.
Yeah, I have.
Let's have you dissect this.
Okay, so let's go back into it. Let me get the doc screen back up because I'm multitasking as we're doing this crap.
What
All
else are
right,
you
so
doing?
you don't want to know.
Okay. All right.
Uh, let's see. The reason it names the servers are redacted are due to privacy purposes. Like we had to protect the privacy of GTA.
I didn't want
Get the hell
people.
out of here.
I didn't want people knowing what servers I was a part of. That's all that is.
Nah, yeah.
Especially
Well,
considering, especially considering some of them had some very shitty reputations at that point.
approximately 6 months in Grand Theft Auto 4 roleplay.
So that was, if you remember back in the day, RCMP with Ranger Scope. That was
Oh
what that.
yeah, yeah.
That's what that
Okay.
was.
1 month as a standard officer somewhere. I mean, gosh.
That was.
12 months
Hold
lead
on.
administrator.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead with that. Go
Okay.
back on that.
I was gonna say that was a small server called Signal 13, and they were kind of cool. You know, I don't remember much about that, but
You
anyway.
spent a year. You spent a year as the lead administrator, academy director. God, that's a scary thought. Human resources director. God, that's even a scarier thought. Commander, IA agent.
Yup.
You were internal affairs.
I was internal affairs, but that was basically the narc department at that point.
Oh, here.
We've talked about this before. I've changed a lot between. Let's see, I was probably 19 or 20 when that one was there. That's also over 2 different stints. That's like 9 months and then another 3.
4 months of a lieutenant administrator, academy director, and fire chief.
Yeah, I was a host dragger at one point. Who knew?
3 months as a FTO and sergeant. 6 months, I think we've talked about this. You had your own server owner.
Yep, it was called Virtual First Responders, or VFR. I ran it with a buddy of mine, and his name was Dre.
2 months. 2 months after that, EMS.
I don't remember what server that was. I want to say that was Coach.
4 months Civ,
I don't remember what that was.
3 months as SAHP lieutenant. God, that prepared you for what you are now.
Mhm.
FTO moderator. Oh, this is one right here. I want everybody to take this in when I say this. Community therapist.
Okay. So I forget the name of that server. It was some state-based server. Anyway. Um.
Community therapist, though.
Okay.
You.
I will get to that in a second. First of all, funny story about that one in particular. I changed my name for the 3 months I was in that place. You remember that
I
old?
hope so.
Say, you remember that old sir or that old meme? It's Barack Obama, but they really altered his face like the big
Yes.
black,
Yes.
and they called it Obunga.
A boonga.
Obunga. So my name in that server for the 3 months I there was Lieutenant Baruch Obunga.
Oh my
And it was
God.
the weirdest thing, and I don't know why I did it. I still to this day don't know why I did that, but
Wow.
anyway, community therapist.
Community therapist. That's what I'm interested to hear about.
So apparent for some reason, and that's not the only server, but people always came to me with their problems and their bullshit, and I don't mind listening. I mean, even here a little bit, but not nearly to the extent it used to be back in the day. Um, so eventually somebody just threw the role on me, community therapist, one day because I had joked about doing that in some of the other services, especially that one I was a part of 12 months. Which I just found out last year that they shut down,
Wow.
and that's like 5 years too late. Trust me. Um, that's actually where I had met Prowl. So
Oh wow.
yeah, Prowl. I doubt he's ever gonna listen to this, but if he does, he knows what server I'm talking about. That is.
And
But
that's where you met the other guy, right? That we won't name, but
no, that's not
the
where I
one that.
met. No, that's not where I met him. I met him further down the line. All right.
So let's see. Let's go back to this. So I will say this much: the community therapist just gave me an idea. I'm going to throw in server on Weasel News here pretty soon. So
Okay.
be on the lookout for that.
Good bit.
Let's see. 4 months as LSPD chief. Well, that's scary. Admin, FTO, security company CEO. Security company CEO. Wow. Okay. And team speaking Discord dip, which I can speak from personal test. You're pretty good at both of those. So you got that down.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, here's a great one. Seattle Police Chief,
Yep.
Director of Director of Human Resources, Admin, TeamSpeak slash Discord dev. Yeah,
Nah.
say that twice over.
I say Discord is
Here's
not that
another.
hard to dev. TeamSpeak can be a real bitch because you have to enter the right fucking power numbers and this and that. That stuff can get really
So
not
here's
even
a great.
overly difficult, just tedious at times.
Now we know where this comes from. Boards, you've had plenty of practice at this one. Now we know where it started. SAHP Colonel, Director, Administrator, and then of course our standard theme of the last couple ones: TeamSpeak and Discord dev.
Yep.
LSPD sergeant, equivalent to chief, 4 months. Equivalent. How do you be equivalent to the chief?
So for some reason, that place in particular, they basically had the mindset that ranks over sergeant don't patrol. So you were a sergeant, and that was you had a sergeant, two corporals, and everyone else was basically officers, and it was your like you ran the department, and everything was up to you. However, that's it was just a weird thing they did. They were actually a really good group of guys. I think I tried to invite some of them into here at one point, and it just didn't end up working out.
Oh, and let's see what else we got here. BCSO lieutenant. Wow, I didn't know you were a deputy.
Actually, so that 12-month server, I was a deputy as well. They only had one agency though the whole time, and I mean they got decently big. There was a time where we were running full server patrols, but they were also a
Wow,
public server. I had been in that server for a while, but they were a public server, so that was part of the issue.
really?
There is a YouTube video out there by
Oh, I think I've seen it.
a large YouTuber for 5M, at least back in the day. I don't know about now. Um, he ended up being on the server, and the dude was kind of driving. He was driving over some freaking shit unlegitly, so I freezed him and talked to him. And for some reason, that ended up getting like over 300,000 views last I
Oh
checked
my
years ago.
God.
And it's like, you had the standard people, oh, these 5M dicks. And I mean, yeah, it was years ago. I was different. But even then, I didn't really even treat him like a dickhole. So it's just how it is.
And then we've got on that same one, we got a motorcycle trainer, FTO supervisor, SADPS colonel, internal affairs supervisor, FTO director, CAD administrator, staff in-game administrator. Then we go to the last one that's listed on here, SAP commissioner, dispatch civilian director, aka the governor.
That should tell you which one that is. And you should also see uh, that's the
That's
last time.
us.
Yep, that's the last time I edited this thing when I was at
That's
the desk for
us.
9
That's
months.
us. Air certified state task force. That's us.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and then so you talk a little more stuff. There's some stuff on here that really, I mean, we just kind of get redundant on itself. And
Yeah.
then we talk. You have an example character that I don't think I've ever heard of.
No, I honestly forgot about this character. Good old Labanzo Schnauzer.
Yeah, and then I mean, like you have a whole backstory here. You talk about where he was born at, what his parents did. Like this is and I don't remember this part of the resume. It may have been the fact that I was like I read half of it and said, okay, we'll talk to this prick, but yeah.
I'll read a little bit. I'll skim it. Mrs. Ekblad Schnauzer, who worked at the National Bank of Germany, and
Oh my God.
Mr. Erich Schnauzer, a pilot with Air Berlin, who, when Labanzo was 10 years old, his mother committed suicide, fearing that Y2K would destroy the world.
Of course, of course, of course. You'd have some stupid shit like that
Of course, I'd have stupid shit like that. What kind of guy would I be? And then for some reason, he moved to Philadelphia to become a cop in Philly.
because he was born and raised on the playgrounds where he spent most of his days.
Yeah. Currently, Labanzo plans to move to San Andreas to start his own business as a lawyer while starting his own racing league on the side.
Racing league. There's the last thing you need to be doing is racing.
A Hey, there is actually an ML or not an MLO. There is a map out there though that turns the horse track from dirt into asphalt. We had it in at one point. I don't know what
We
happened to it.
did. That's right. Yeah, I don't either. I think there was some glitch with it. So anyway, so yeah, I mean that. I guess that kind of gives our listeners a little more idea of the Harvard resume, huh?
Okay, maybe it was a little more of a Harvard resume, but what's funny enough is that's not even the worst part about it because I have a whole bunch of old docs in here, and we're not going to go too deep into that.
Oh no, but you got a lot of stuff listed on this that you sent. Like I don't even want to touch half of this. So
Yeah.
I guess our next topic is we're going to move into the world of sports right now, and it's kind of hot here in the state of Texas. Two
Yeah.
of our teams are in the MLB playoffs.
Yeah, they are in the AL Championship Series.
We got we
The
got freaking the Rangers and the Astros, and
I'm
I
sorry,
think you
did
know
you
who
say?
I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you say Trastros? Cheating pricks.
Pretty much, pretty much. I cannot stand the Astros either. I'm a Rangers
Ah.
fan, and I'm glad to see them pulling this off without any problems so far. So,
Well, they
what are
did
they
go.
on? What game?
They are playing game 4 tonight. The Phillies are
They
actually.
lost.
Yeah, well, it's a best of 7, so they'd be playing game 4 anyway. But they lost.
Right.
They lost last night to the Astros. It was like 8-5. They were down 5-0 after 2 innings. Max Scherzer absolutely pissed the bed, at least in this first game.
Really?
Yeah, he had been. He'd been hurt, hadn't he? Or at least on the bench lately.
I think he had been on the bench. Yeah, yeah, he had been. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So,
mean, they threw him in there, and I mean, I get it. It's Max frickin' Scherzer. The dude's a stud. He's fun
oh
fact.
yeah,
I was like, fun fact. I found an old clip on Facebook the other day, and it was a game, and it said it was supposed to be an old it was an old pitching matchup between, I want to say it was Randy Johnson and I want to say Sandy Koufax. It was like 2008, so I want to say it was the two of them. However, instead of that, something changed. I don't know what, and it ended up being the two starters were a young Max Scherzer when he played for the Diamondbacks, which I forgot he totally played for them, and a
I didn't know he did that. Yeah.
yeah, and a 20-year-old Clayton Kershaw.
Oh wow. Oh
So
wow.
it was kind of really cool to see that little clip of two at the time Hall of Fame guaranteed Hall of Famers, and they are as far as I know. Um, and seeing two basically the same guys for our time, well, my time. I'm sure you watched the both of them growing up, you old man. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was really cool because I basically when I started watching baseball, watching them fucking develop and become absolute units. So that was really cool to kind of see that clip pop up out of nowhere. But anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
back on to Rangers Astros. I think this is
Yeah.
I think this is the or not Astros. I think this is the Rangers series to lose. I don't think the Astros beat them. I think the Rangers, if they don't win, it's because they lost it themselves.
Yeah, no, I absolutely don't think the Astros had the capability of pulling it off. I think it's going to be something that the Rangers do themselves.
Yeah. So I mean, only time will tell. They're still up 2-1 in the series. Nobody has won at home yet. So only time will tell with
Mm,
that. Um,
yeah. So now we're on to the fun thing we've been doing each week, the word of the week.
Word of the week, brought to you by Purple Heart Gaming. So,
Looking for a server? Come to us.
because we're better.
All right, so Giants, you want to read this week's word of the week?
Yes, I will. For those that are new, the word of the week is a word that we just pick every week, and that word we expect is specifically targeted towards emergency services, but any other job that you think you could sneak this word into a report or whatever, go for it. And we want to see your submissions on how you managed to do it, whether it's body cam, a report, or some sort of file that you did at your work, whatever it may be. So this week's word is fungible. It's even got fun in
And
the
what the
name.
hell does that mean?
Fungible. Replaceable by another identical item, something that is mutually interchangeable.
Podcast ought to be fungible.
This podcast is very infungible. Um, but a good example would be replacing Chris with Aries as a host would be quite fungible.
Oh, go screw yourself.
Oh, I kid.
Oh yeah, you know it. So
Yeah.
you know I'm not replaceable with Juan's love toy.
Today.
See now if anybody been paying attention to last week's episode, they'll get that joke.
Yes, good
So if you
old
don't get that
Juan.
joke, go back and listen to last week's episode and you'll get that.
Episode 4, where we talk to
Yeah.
Aries, the cop that gets
You
stopped
know,
at
and
TSA.
and what's funny about that is after I started talking about it and I listened to it again myself, we sure had a lot of potty talk at the end.
Shut the fuck up.
So speaking of things we haven't really covered, we're gonna we were thinking of ideas this week since we didn't have a guest, I guess you could say. Is that I think we covered it a little bit in the beginning, but you worked for Amazon delivery at one point in time.
Yeah, I delivered for at least a year and a half to 2 years. And I
That's
mean,
right. And so you've had some interesting stories.
yeah, I've had quite a few. The one that I'm not going to go into too much detail, I'll get my ass in trouble with that one. But I really had to go to the bathroom one day and kind of went where I shouldn't have. But not going to I'm not going to incriminate myself too much on that. At least not now. Maybe down the road. But one of my
Yeah,
favorite
statute of
stories.
limitations are still up.
Yeah. Anyway, anyway, one of my favorite instances was when I was switched from one DSP for another. And for those that don't know, you're not hired directly by Amazon as a driver. You're hired by a
No.
DSP, and they take care of all the bullshit when it comes to that. You know you're driving Amazon vans, wearing an Amazon uniform, uh, working not for Amazon, so delivering Amazon packages. But I digress. I had just switched to this new DSP. It was literally my first day, and they threw me on a cake route. And for those saying, it's gonna sound crazy, but it was 195 stops. I remember that, and it was one of my last stops. And I saw this flag because it was yeah, it was an election year, 2020. So I had saw an election flag, like one of those that you see people put in their house. It said, "Presidents are temporary. Wu Tang is forever."
Tang is forever.
Yes, sir. So that was really funny seeing that happen. Another really cool story that we had. We ended up switching from one warehouse to another, and the last delivery that I did, like literally my last stop working in that warehouse, the guy's name was Robin Williams. I don't think that was his real name, but it was really funny. Like the last stop, the
Yeah,
last.
because you could put any name or any comments on the stuff, right? If I remember the stories right.
Oh yeah, we have tons of names. We had Chandler Wiener Poop. Uh, we have we have how's that? We've
You
had
had all kinds of stuff.
Angelina Jolie,
Yeah,
Robin
yeah. That
Williams. Oh, and I think I still have some of it on my phone. So here's a funny story. They used to give us at the old warehouse. They'd give us stuff like food or something like that. We went to this new house, and the first thing they gave us, like as a welcome, gift that they sometimes gave us, was a toothbrush, mouthwash, and dental floss.
I remember that photo.
Yeah. So it's like, thank you for working for us. Your breath stinks, by the way, you asshole. Uh,
I think they meant for you to use the mouthwash on the opposite end. In
uh,
your case,
oh,
anyway.
piss off. One of the other funny names that I actually have a picture of, it was Mr. Genetic Jackhammer.
Oh my God.
Another funny story, we had the old ladies on bicycles.
That's the one I was going to bring it. That's the one I was going to bring up. I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, it was one of those retirement swinger things in Florida. And we had like 5 ladies riding, not just normal bicycles, they were like tricycles, like adult-sized tricycles. And these
Oh my God.
old ladies were just riding around, and one of them had a loofah in the
A
basket of their.
loofah.
So for those that don't know, loofahs are kind of how swingers, they'll put them on their cars. That's how swingers
That's how they
kind of.
identify, right?
Yeah, that's how they identify with each other. Like, so each color means different thing. I think like white means novice, blue means, or purple means you're willing to share, things like that. I was walking up to someone's driveway, and I saw they had a air freshener hanging from their mirror, and it was a picture of Jeffrey Epstein, and it said, "This air freshener didn't
Oh
hang
my
itself."
God. Oh my God. Jesus. What John didn't tell you about the ladies, I'm gonna go back on that story real quick, is that they actually stopped him and invited him to a party.
Oh,
So
bullshit. No, they did not.
and then that's how he got to be known as the Italian Stallion around the swingers community in Florida.
Uh-huh. That's why I'm called the Italian Stallion.
I mean, so much you got a sandwich named after you.
Yeah, the sandwiches in Las Vegas. If you go
Sure
to
is.
New York, you'll see a
Yeah,
sandwich
they have
named
a
after me.
yeah.
Uh,
They even have his photo posted in the back in memory of.
and I'm not dead, you asshole. In memory of.
No, you were the last guy to even order that.
Screw you. That was a good pastrami sandwich, okay? Um,
So we stayed at the New York, and I really thought that would help you with your culture. So there's that.
That's what it was. I got one more Amazon story real quick. Where's that picture? Okay. So, for those that don't know, you can leave notes for your drivers. And
I wouldn't know. We don't have that here.
yeah, for some reason we don't. We're a big enough city, but we don't have Amazon delivery vans. Makes no sense. Fix your shit, Amazon. Anyway,
Yeah, pretty much.
one of the notes that somebody left me was, "Not a business if at business you're at wrong address. Please drive down the name of the road. Mailbox clearly states house and back. Drive down the long driveway. No banjos being played. You'll be safe."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, as much as I don't, I don't feel like being kidnapped today,
No,
thank you.
no banjos being played. I guess you knew you were safe, huh?
Yeah, I started driving down the road and all that. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding 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 ding.
Yep. But I say, Amazon was really cool. I met some really good people. A few of them I still talk to. So, but yeah, I liked the job. I liked.
It made it. It made an interesting Halloween costume for you a couple of years.
Yeah, I got to wear my Amazon costume as a Halloween costume just because it's easy. Um, but
Like you.
oh, piss off. Anyway, what's that?
Yeah, we go to our last topic for the night before I have to head out, and I end up in your camper, aka the doghouse.
Well, that's perfectly fine. You have you have the keys to Tyrone's crack shack.
I do.
I won't be there tonight, so
So
you can stay in my bed.
so literally, I'm going to go into that real quick. So I have a spare key to Giants' house, I guess you could say. And we talked about Circle Life. You have the RV life, and
I love
so
it,
he
man.
literally he sends me gives me a pair of keys. Say, hey, will you keep this at your house in case I need them? And he writes on there and says, open this later or look at this later whenever I'm gone, and then call me. He's gone. I look down like 30 minutes later. Tyrone's crack shack. Of
Yeah,
course, he would put this.
of course I would. But anyway, we're gonna get going. But before we do have a couple of future guests we would like to play in.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
So we have Ski. He's one of our snow Mexicans, Canadians. It's kind of the
Our good
joke.
brethren from the north.
Yep, it's kind of the joke we have right now, and it's most people that have a
But
sense of humor get it.
But Ski's a good guy. I mean,
Ski's awesome. Besides
he's a very intelligent young man.
yeah, he is a law enforcement officer in the state of Canada, so we definitely want to talk to him real soon about.
Yeah, so there's going to be an interesting, different point of view that none of us have really talked to him about. Hear the differences between us and there.
Yeah, well, he would have been on this episode, but Dickhole don't know how to tell time, and I'm always busy. So we do hope to get him eventually. I think we're gonna get J Lau on at one point.
Yeah, and we talk about Jay Lyle a lot.
Yeah, J Lau is the server gay.
Uh, and I talked about this. He is, as you just said it. But however, my biggest contingency with him is not that, because he can't drive.
Oh yeah, I'll say we don't care what your orientation is or what you want to sleep with, but you could at least learn to drive. And he doesn't know how to drive in real life either. He's been in like 4
It's both in
accidents.
server and in real life. I mean, he's had way too many wrecks to count.
Yeah, we have a running joke going on that the agency sponsors all the car insurances except for his. He's got to pay his own car insurance out of pocket, so we just take it out of his paycheck every 2 weeks.
It's funny you say that. So growing up, I'll tell the story real quick. There was this deputy in the county that I worked, and I guess he had ticked off everybody, but he wasn't able to be fired. I guess he was close to that retirement point that they couldn't really get rid of him. And so he drove his own car. I never will forget this. It was a Pontiac Grand Am red 2-door, and he had the smallest light bar. And when he would get ready to make a traffic stop, he would just throw a little tiny sheriff's badge on the side of the car. And so that's what J-Law reminds me of.
Oh my lord. J-Law's a good dude, but dude don't know how to drive for dick.
No.
In real life,
no.
Too. He's
And
been in like 4 accidents.
We have his brother in the server now, and he says he can't drive.
Yeah, we call him Arlau, which ironically, he's a truck driver.
So he insistently, we hope he knows how to drive. So
hopefully.
he can't do any worse than his brother. That's for say.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get Robert on. He's our server Pollock.
Yeah, well, and he's also originally from Canada, and he's also a very interesting individual that you and I barely know, but he is really good at RP, and we've really enjoyed having him so far.
Yeah, and just because we didn't list any further names doesn't mean we don't want them on the podcast or anything like that.
No, that's just kind of in our lineup we got right now.
Yeah,
so
those are kind of our front runners at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Aries is going to circle back around on us. I think his episode was really popular.
Yeah, I would say his actually got. I think his has the most downloads out of the rest of them right now.
So, yeah, that's what my thought is.
With Slice being right behind.
Right. Well, I think this has been a great week. Even though we didn't have a guest host, we managed to extend this out for our time. And
yeah, even though I have a lot of editing because your wife keeps calling you.
Yeah. Well, I'll there's always stuff that goes on when you got kids and wives. Giants will find out one day.
I already had a little bit of a free trial with that in case you didn't forget.
Yeah, I know. Thank God you canceled it.
Yeah, that was probably for the best.
But
anyway, we're gonna.
It's been a great week. So we look forward to next week, and you guys tune in and keep downloading. And remember, we're on where you get your podcast, YouTube, And if you are interested in joining Purple Heart Gaming, Giants, I think you're going to post the links or have been posting the links to the YouTube channel.
We'll say we have the YouTube channel. Just go to purpleheartgaming.com and you'll find
I
all
mean,
the
if you
information
search
there.
us, yeah, for sure. So it's been a great week, and we will talk to you guys next week.